Hello guys. Now I've posted a video before now that talks about different types of people that surrounds an idea, and one of those people that I mentioned in that video is someone known as an analogous man, which simply means people that have similar ideas. Now, to make it more interesting, is those people do not necessarily mean people that live with us or people that are living in our present age. It might be people that have lived before us, or people that are yet to that are here to even come to existence, and yet they're going to have this similar idea with us. Now, I wrote an article late last year and I titled it "My Triad of Life." Now, this article make into this triad, and eventually I was able to come up with 3 things, which is live, love, learn. Some of us might have seen this in my profiles. Now, I posted it on my WordPress and some other social media handles. Now, interesting I'm trying to bring out from this is, later on, I found out that a person known as Jack Confield has written a quote, or has a quote ascribed to his name, which states that in the end, only 3 things really matter. In the end, only 3 things really matter. And what are those 3 things? He mentioned how well we lived, how well we loved, and how well we learned. Can you imagine that? Now, what he has said is in synchrony with what I have actually articled. However, I didn't go back to the article to correct it. But what I did is, in the rough copy that I have for my article, I added the quote to the top. Now, the reason why I didn't add it to the ones that I've posted on my WordPress is because once people see it, they are going to think the inspiration of writing that article came from that quote, which is not. It came from something else. I don't even know that I wanted to write something about this, and it just came. So there are 2 different things. It actually means that somebody had that idea then, while I'm just having it late last year. Now, according to WORLDOMETER, the present world population is about 7.8 billion. And do we actually think that our idea is going to be so unique that nobody else out of the 7.8 billion, count 1, 2, 3, and then you get to 7.8 billion, and we think nobody is going to have similar idea? It is absolutely incorrect, and I'm very certain. Now, it might not be too correct, but it is almost impossible, preferably to say. Now, if you go to your Play Store, you go to your Palm Store and places like that you make your downloads. Now, you see numerous apps that you download, different applications performing similar functions, and the only thing that will determine how the one you use is the one that is popular, or the one somebody recommends, or the one that you find the user interface pleasing to you. But we have so numerous of them. So it doesn't stop somebody else from making similar idea that already existed. Now, the only credit the first person will have that this was the first one that exists. However, you can't hold the patent forever. Similar things will later come up. So the only thing that differentiates everyone is the uniqueness. Now, the letter U in the uniqueness represents your YOU, that differentiates how everybody is making those things presentable to every other person. When I wrote this article, this one I'm talking about, that idea is not yours alone. I wrote it early this year around March. Now, while I was trying to get resources that I'm going to use to back up some of the things I'm going to have there, I saw an article that was posted by somebody. The article is titled "Someone Else is Already Working on the Idea." And when I read it, the heading is different from the heading I have, but the content is the same thing as what I was intending to write. And you know what surprised me? This article was posted in January 10, 2011, and I was just posting my own by Ben Yuskovic. It's a Russian name. Sorry if I don't get the name well. But the thing is, the idea about writing that idea is not solely for one person has been written by somebody else, or earlier this year that I came up with that thing that let me come up with this article, not knowing that somebody else has written it. And the truth is, there might probably be several other articles related to that, and that was the only one I saw. So it shows us that ideas are numerous. So if you have an idea and then you can hack, if you ask it out, you will see that there's so many other people that have similar ideas to you, and you can decide to work together if you feel it's necessary. But in present day, most of people, we just want to work, we want to be the only one, we want to be the alpha and omega, the CEO, the founder, and things like that. It's not a bad thing. But if you have people with similar interests and idea, you can work together. Now, some of us that did biology in school will remember this name, Alfred Russel Wallace and Charles Darwin. Now, these two different people worked independently and then proposed, theory of evolution by natural selection. They worked differently, but eventually they came to different results, and they didn't work together or share their research while they were still working, but they came up with similar result. Even though some of us, like myself, we have issues with evolution and things like that, but the purpose here is that the idea that they were both having is the same thing, but they work differently, and it's going to be happening to several of us, and so many other things like that. And like I said, the only thing that's going to differentiate us is our uniqueness. We have about 7.8 billion worldwide. There is not solely an idea that will be totally unique to you. I'm a religious genius. Hope to see you around. Stay tuned.